What's up, everybody? Dan DeSilva here from eCom Dudes. I'm really excited about today's video. Now, really quickly, before I get started, I'm going back to answering question and answers that I get to our email, and to make sure that you're in the loop, I also have search.ecomdudes.com in the right-hand side, or if you're on your mobile, if you scroll down, you're actually going to be able to go ahead and see a spot for Twitter where you can literally put hashtag Dan DeSilva and I'll answer any questions. So in today's video, we're actually going to go ahead and talk about the top reasons why you'll most likely fail with Shopify if you're brand new, or if you're stuck in a vicious loop following these specific type of, not really strategies, but if you're in a certain type of mindset. So without any further ado, let's get into it right now. So the first thing I can tell anybody is, I can tell right away if somebody's gonna be successful versus somebody who's not gonna be successful, is if they're actually willing to go out there and test. When I go and create new campaigns, what you have to realize is that I don't go out there with the expectation that this campaign is gonna work. As a matter of fact, if I go into a brand new niche, a brand new store that I create, what happens is I'll probably go out there and try 30, 40 different ads until I find one that's really successful. The problem is a lot of people rely on one single ad to become successful, and if it's not successful, they quit right away. See, that's the problem with what we're currently doing right now, is a lot of people think that going out there and creating one specific ad is gonna be, like Messiah coming back, right? What's happening here is they think that this one ad is gonna save them all, it's gonna make them millions of dollars. It's not how it works. More than likely, out of 50 ads you create, maybe 1, 2, if you get 3 ads that are successful, kudos to you, you're doing something right. But you have to go in with the mentality that you might fail more often than not. There's some people who get really lucky, do $1 million in a month. Now, I mean, depending on what type of store they have, if they're not completely branded, then that's fine. But what you have to realize is those that are successful versus those that aren't successful, those that are successful are willing to test, and they will not quit based on the testing results that they get. So when it comes down to it, those of you that are testing your ads and going out there running Facebook ads, and you're actually focusing and harnessing in on one specific traffic source, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whatever it is, you're harnessing every single dollar you have into testing one specific traffic source and not bouncing back and forth to like Facebook, Bing, Google, Instagram, whatever it is, you're focusing on one. Those of you I already know are going to be successful if you're persistent and you keep on going and you're not afraid to test and fail. But then it boils back down to the fact where it's like, Dan, I don't have enough money to go out there and test. Well, what I suggest you do, go to eCom Plug, start listing out services that you can do. Go work on Upwork and start saving up money. You have skills that you know that you can go out and use to your advantage to make money and siphon it back in to your eCom store. One of the biggest reasons I created eCom Plug is because I know there's a lot of people who know how to create stores, who know how to create ads, literally create the ad creatives, the images, edit videos, whatever it is. They can go out there, use their skills that they know, help other people. They pay them for their service on eCom Plug. You get your money, you take your money, you put it back into advertising, and you test. That's how building a business works. You go out there, you sell whatever you have to sell, you take that money, you reinvest it either back into yourself or you reinvest it back into your business, whatever it is. So when you're doing this, do not be afraid to fail. Testing is the name of the game, and that's the first tip that I want to give you. Now let's talk about Facebook ads. This is the thing that everybody's always asking. Is, Dan, should I actually start with Facebook ads? Should I start with Instagram influencers, whatever it is? Well, I'm gonna give it to you straight, exactly like I tell everybody who comes into either the eCom Dudes Academy or any one of my courses. When it comes down to Facebook ads, you have to realize what Facebook ads actually is. Let's say you're going out to dinner, right? Let's say you're out with your best friends, there's 5 of you at a table, and some random person, not the waiter or waitress, comes up to your table and says, hey, I want to sell you this phone. I want to sell you this phone case. I want to sell you whatever it is. All 5 of you are going to stop and stare at this guy like, what is going on, right? Now, let's say he did that to 100 people. Maybe 2 people out of the 100 will purchase. Well, that's essentially what Facebook ads is, and a lot of people don't really realize that, is Facebook ads is 100% interruption-based advertising, okay? It's essentially, when you go onto Facebook, you're going on there to look at your friends, look at your grandmother, look at your mother, look at your whoever, I don't know, your fiance, your wife, whatever it is, right? You're going on there to see what everybody's posting about. Now, when you get hit with an ad, it disturbs the environment you're in. It disturbs where you are. So, yes, you're going to have low conversions. Now, let's flip the script, right? Let's say you're going on to Google. Do you go to Google or do you go to Facebook and type in buy fish tank, buy fish, buy dog supplies, buy bones, whatever it is, buy anything, right? Where do you go, right? You're going to Google. You're not going to Facebook and typing in on the search bar, buy X, Y, and Z. So if you can get your stuff converting on Facebook, I'm telling you right now, going over to a platform like Google, going over to a platform like Bing, where there's buyer traffic, and let me just throw this out there, there's 33% more buyers on Bing than there are on Google, and that's just a fact that Bing actually said themselves as well. So when it comes down to it, Bing is cheaper. There's also more buyers on Bing than there are on Google, but there's more volume on Google than there is on Bing. However, like I said, back to Facebook. You need to start off with Facebook. If you can get converting on Facebook, you can get converting on other platforms. Don't be afraid to test. Don't be afraid to go out there and fail. Facebook ads is not as easy as everybody says. What I'm telling you is that once you get the hang of it, once you find the rhythm, once you understand what to do, everything else becomes super, super easy. So that's my take on Facebook ads, and something that you really need to go ahead and understand is that number one is focus in on Facebook. And number two, don't be afraid to fail and use Facebook to the max potential. That's all I got. That was tip number two. So the third tip that I can give anybody is why you're actually going to go out there and you might fail with Shopify. The third tip that I'm going to tell anybody, this one's kind of harsh, right? It's actually persistence. And this was something I wasn't going to cover because it's so cliche for me to cover, but I have to go out there and cover it. When somebody's going out there, and you'll see this a lot of times, you'll see random people come and they'll literally try for like 3 weeks, and then they put in a Facebook group or whatever. They'll go and say, this doesn't work, Shopify's a scam, blah, blah, blah. If it's such a scam, how are there thousands of people that are actually making money compared to millions of people that, well, don't when they come in and try? Now, I'm not going to say everybody falls into this category, but persistence is the number one key factor to actually going out there and making money. Here's the thing. If I gave up on the very first month when I tried Shopify, when I came in and tried e-commerce, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be able to give the information that I know, the knowledge that I know. You see, here's the thing that I learned about testing, right? It's actually the fact that persistence and testing come hand in hand. When I actually go out there and try different ads, I need to be persistent on finding what converts. I know there's a product that converts. I know there's an ad or there's an audience that's going to convert. I need to find the ad. I need to find the ad copy that makes people tick. So when it comes down to it, I realize something. I realize that persistence is the number one key factor. I tell this to anybody I work with. I tell this to literally every single person I come into contact with that asks me for my biggest tip. It's persistence. If you're not willing to go out there and look your failures right in the face and say, okay, it failed, I need to figure out why it failed and fix it, then that's going to be your number one contributing factor. I want you in the comments right now. Give me a like if you agree. On this video, give me a like if you agree that persistence is definitely the biggest factor. It's not about going out there and finding an audience that works, because here's the sad fact about it, right? There's no short supply of audiences. We all have the same audiences. If I can get pitbulls converting and like 1,000 other people can't, there's a reason why, right? They might try one ad, I might try 50 ads. Now, I'm persistent. I don't give up after the first, second, or third ad that I try. I keep on going and going and going. But I also do know I have a threshold, right? You have to decide what your threshold is. If it's $400 on this particular ad, that's fine. If it's $400 in one particular niche, that's fine too. But you have to you have to be persistent and find your own threshold and what works for you. Now, I'm not saying go out there and only have like 10 ads. If 10 ads don't work, then you're done. I actually talked to one of my friends, Ilya, the other day, and he was asking me, what's going on? And I said, well, how many ads have you rolled out? He told me like 3. And I said, okay, well, 3 ads, 3 different products, 3 different audiences. It doesn't mean anything. You have to keep diving in and seeing what that audience wants. Here's the thing, people buy. People are purchasing every single minute, every single second on their mobile device, on their desktops. But the biggest thing is, not everybody's actually going out there and converting the way they should be converting. All right? So that's my third tip, is persistence. You have to be persistent when it comes down to e-commerce or Shopify in general, or else you're just not ever going to be where you want to be. Persistence is the key here. You can't give up. And everybody who's in Shopify that's successful, and even if you're not successful, I hope you realize that that is literally the number one factor. That is something you have to do, is be persistent with whatever you do, all right? So that's everything I have for you. Those are the 3 tips that I wanted to give to you today. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, go to search.ecomdudes.com, and what you can do is actually tweet me or send us a message on questions that you have. And these videos are created specifically for those of you that will have questions, and we answer them for you. So this is kind of like a question and answer, and something that I really enjoy doing and really giving back. So without any further ado, check the links in the description, because that's where they're gonna be as well. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dan DeSilva, the CEO of eCom Dudes, and I'll see you in the very next video.